What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hokage here. Welcome to the video. Now, before I start reviewing the episode, I just want to say something. Thank you for 13,000 subscribers. And honestly speaking, this is crazy because I remember when I did episode 50 review, I hit 9K on that day, and that was like 8 weeks ago. So 4,000 in the last 8 weeks. That's just fucking crazy. And yeah, with that said, let's get into Boruto episode 58, I believe. Anyway, I'll just check it later. Let's get into episode 58 review. So you guys know that my reviews recently have become really long, and the thing is, this episode, like, it was mostly fighting, so there's not much to analyze there, so I'm pretty sure that this video won't be too long. And what I did for this episode review is I made a list of all the fights. Let me just take it. Because I'm not gonna memorize the names such as Tarui, Toroi, or Araya, because these characters are not gonna be too relevant. I was gonna include Yodo as well, but her character design is so beautiful that I just instantly memorized her name. But yeah, I'm just gonna cover all the fights, and then I'm gonna get into some of the interactions, especially of moms, so to say, in this episode, because I really enjoyed that. But let's start. So Boruto versus Yuri. This fight, I appreciate the fact that we got the interaction between Yuri and Boruto a couple of episodes ago when Yuri was basically acting like a douchebag. So, this fight kind of has a value. It's like not just a random fight. Now, the thing is, if you saw my episode 57 review, you would know that I gave that episode, I gave it 8.5, and I took 0.5 off of that episode for the fact that Boruto's inner struggle regarding the ninja tech wasn't on point when he came home and when he was like, this thing is amazing because I can win all the matches. And the thing is, the Boruto series in general recently, they really emphasized the fact that Boruto is struggling, which is why I think that specific moment wasn't written too well. And I was gonna say the same thing for this episode review, because Boruto casually cheated without having any second thoughts in that specific moment, or not enough. He wasn't struggling enough, so to say. But then I remembered that, Yuri was acting like a douchebag, so I also wouldn't feel bad. But I still feel like he should have had a moment where he would kind of think twice or something like that, because he's struggling so much. Even in this episode, the amount of times he touched his arm like this, I really don't understand it. Which, as I said, this will affect, well, I didn't say it, but I implied it. This will affect the episode rating, obviously, that I'm gonna give to this episode, which again is not 10. Now, the fight itself, Boruto is struggling, obviously, because Yuri is very strong. And even before the fight, I remember Boruto looked at Naruto, and he has this thought in his head that he can't lose, because Naruto literally started acknowledging Boruto, and that's something that Boruto wanted for such a long time. It's a really sad thing that, he's gonna get caught later on, cheating. And it's such a sad thing that he's cheating in the first place, but it's just the way it is. It's done for character development, and for character progression. So yeah, about Yuri's power, using chakra to create these balloons, or, well, gum balloons. I don't know. Balloons? Okay. Fuck. Anyway, that was okay, that fight. I enjoyed it, but, I really didn't enjoy that moment where Boruto cheated, because I felt like he should have struggled a bit more. Shikarai versus Yodo. This fight is my favorite fight of the episode for obvious reasons. I feel like it was the longest, but that's not the main reason. The thing is, I really liked the tactical aspect of the fight, and I really enjoyed Yoda's ability, and the fact that she does that weird thing with her hair. She causes these sound vibrations, right? Now the thing is, we all knew that she was listening to music constantly, because she had those headphones, right? And now, Shikarai kind of figured out why she used it in this episode. And I believe that even Shinki praised him. And yeah, he did. I just remembered. And basically, she has this crazy ability where she can hear so well that she doesn't even rely on her eyes, which was explained because she was, casually dodging Shikarai's shadows. And, when he stepped on the gum from Yuri, Yoda struggled to hear Shikarai properly, and his subconscious movements of the body or whatever. You got the drill. I'm not gonna explain it here for you. So I really really enjoyed that, and the way Shikarai let those paper bombs explode, and Yoda was obviously thinking that he lost, and then he kind of caught her, and of course I did have some Shikamaru versus Temari flashbacks, of course, while watching this episode, or this fight in particular. But yeah, it was my favorite fight of the episode. Sarada versus Tarui. Sarada beat Tarui in 3 seconds, like she said, and I really really like that writing moment, I guess. And Sarada has the one tomo whatever, I don't know how you pronounce it. She has the level 1 Sharingan, right? And it really shows how overpowered the Sharingan is, because even with the level 1 Sharingan, she's able to, dodge taijutsu attacks from her opponents so easily. And, Sharingan was always broken. Imagine when she gets the Mangekyo in the far, far future. Like, I can't wait for it. And I really liked Sarada's attitude, how she said that, Tari wasn't weak, but, she was strong. I'm referring to Sarada. So, yeah, Inojin versus Araya. Inojin lost, obviously. Araya, I think, didn't even say a word. Obviously, he has that mask, so, it's one of those mysteries. It's not going to be on the Kakashi scale, because we all wanted to see Kakashi's face. Araya is not going to be that relevant, but I'd still love to see his face, to be 100% honest. And yeah, that fight was cool. I mean, I was sad for the fact that Inojin was the first one to lose from the Hinleaf village. You could see that he was sad as well. And later on in the episode, I really really liked the moment where he said "Do your best, Chubbs" or something like that. He was basically motivating Chocho. I really really enjoyed that. Because throughout the series, Chocho and Inojin are having these not fights, but these dynamic interactions, so to say. Mitsuki versus Toroi. Now, you all wanted to hear my opinion on this, I'm pretty sure. Because if you're an old viewer, you know that I discussed about Mitsuki's Sage Mode and about Senjutsu for so long on this channel. Basically, during the Genin graduation exam, Mitsuki was seen gathering Senjutsu against Shino, right? And my speculation at that time was that Mitsuki didn't enter Sage Mode, but he only used some Senjutsu. Now, you could argue and say, this doesn't seem too realistic, right? But you gotta understand that Mitsuki's Sage Mode is not a regular Sage Mode that you train for, right? Orochimaru made Mitsuki, and, he kinda made everything. He made it possible for Mitsuki to have Sage Mode without any training. So what I thought was that he could gather Senjutsu and use it, but without going full Sage Mode. Because if he really went full Sage Mode, he would defeat Shino easily. And no, I'm not saying that Shino is weak, but I feel like he can't do much against Sage Mode, right? And I feel like Mitsuki was gonna just use some Senjutsu. Now the question is, can he enter full Sage Mode consciously? Because there was this theory in the fandom that he can only do it, when he's really emotional or whatever. And this makes me believe that he can even use it properly if he wanted to now. But then again, versus White Zetsu, he didn't use it. But maybe he felt like, everything would get solved because Konohamaru is a Jonin. I don't know. I'm going to leave that open. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I used to say that I think that he can't enter full Sage Mode, but right now I don't know what to say. But obviously Orochimaru told him not to use it, so he didn't use it. Toroi's ability was interesting, I gotta say that. And of course, Chocho versus Shinki, we get the cliffhanger at the end, which is really nice, from a writing point of view, because, it makes people more engaged, because, you want to see what happens in the next episode as soon as possible. And one thing that I just realized after analyzing all these fights is that all of the people who lost were too confident before the fight. Obviously, Yuri was super confident, Yoro, Tarui. I remember when she was about to fight against Sarada, she was like, "You want to become a Hokage, right? Well, I'm going to show you what reality is," something like that. Inojin, he was super confident. And I mean, he's even cocky at times, not only in this fight, but in the series in general. So, yeah, it makes sense. And he lost. Torii, he also was super confident. I remember when Shinki was giving advice to his teammates about Mitsuki, Torii was like, "I'm going to beat him," or whatever. And obviously Chocho versus Shinki. Now, Chocho, as a person in general, is really, really confident. Not as confident as she portrays herself to be, but she's one of the most confident next-gen characters, that's for sure. But she wasn't too confident about this fight, at least it didn't seem so. And we're gonna see her attitude in the next episode, like before the fight starts. And that differentiates the Chocho versus Shinki fight from all the fights. In that aspect, that, she wasn't too confident. And why am I saying this? I'm saying it because even Shinki, he's not too confident. I mean, he knows that he's gonna win, right? He told Chocho sorry in advance, but he's not having this cocky attitude. So this fight, Chocho versus Shinki, nobody is showing off this crazy level of confidence, right? So it's kind of different, and obviously it was left for the next episode where we're gonna see Chocho versus Shinki is definitely gonna be interesting. I think we all know who's gonna win. So yeah, about the character interactions, Shikamaru getting super happy about the fact that Shikarai won. I really, really enjoyed that gag moment and how all the Kages looked at him, and Naruto's reaction. The interactions between the Mizukage and the Tsuchikage, that was really interesting as always. What else is there? Obviously, Shinki in the dressing room. Shinki is always super interesting. And I feel like, I think at one point in this episode, he was like, the candidates this year, like, it's like, they're so weak that it's sad. I don't think he said that they're weak, but I think he said something along the lines of, it's sad, or something like that. You basically get the point. Sarada and Sakura had that little Shanaro moment. I really, really enjoyed it. Temari, motivating Shikarai. It was nice seeing it, and Ino's and Sakura's reaction to that. Also, what was written really well was the dialogue scene between Temari and Ino. How Ino said that she had a bad attitude back then and that she still has it. I'm gonna be honest. I enjoyed these moments the most. Because as I said, generally in anime/manga, fights aren't super important for me. Yes, I enjoy good fights, but I enjoy character interactions more, right? And a lot of people wanted, I guess, fights that were more expanded. But the name of this arc is versus Momoshiki. That's the official name. It's not the Chunin exams, because in Naruto that arc was called Chunin exams or something like that, which means that the emphasis is on the epicness of the tournament, right? But that's not the focus here. Here we focus on Boruto's inner struggles, on his relationship with Naruto, and the fact that he meets Sasuke, which will be crucial for the future of the series. It focuses on Momoshiki, Kinshiki, and Urashiki and their arrival. It focuses on a certain prophecy that, Momoshiki will say at the end of this arc, which was actually not shown in the movie. In the manga, chapter 10 is like the last chapter that covers the movie, but something extra is added at the end, which is literally one of the most important things in the entire series. I'm not joking. And, overall, this arc is supposed to develop Boruto's character a lot. And, as a protagonist, he develops all the time throughout the series. And I've been talking about this for months because I've been reviewing the series ever since episode 1. And, you always had these little developments here and there, which, a casual viewer might struggle to recognize. But right now, it's going to be massive in this arc. So, the rating of this episode, I said that, Boruto versus Yuri, the moment where Boruto cheats, kind of bugged me. So again, minus 0.5 for that. maybe even more. But then again, Yuri was a douchebag. I also wouldn't feel sad to cheat against him. So let's say minus 0.6, right? The fights themselves, they were short. I don't have a problem with that because, as I said, the focus is not on the Chunin exams. But like, when you see this pattern of, losers being super, super confident, right? It's not lazy writing, it's far from that, but it could have been a bit more diverse. So, again, minus 0.5 for that. And right now we're sitting at 8.9. But this episode, something, I don't want to say something was missing, but there's nothing too memorable about it. For instance, why didn't Gaara tell anything? Why didn't Gaara say anything about the Otsutsuki attack to Naruto? Maybe he said it, but we didn't see it in this episode, and we might see it in the next episode. But it was supposed to be in this episode because Gaara was next to Naruto. It was supposed to be shown in this episode if he told them, and some details like that. And overall, I don't know. I'm gonna give this episode. Let me think. You know what? The Gaara detail and the fact that there was nothing memorable about it makes me take away another 0.9. So let's make it 8 out of 10. Let's say it's 8 out of 10. Because obviously, 0.6, 0.9, and 0.5. It equals to 2. 10 minus 2 is 8. So yeah, that was your boy Hokage. Thank you once again for 13,000 subscribers. I can't wait for the next episode. Twitter and Discord links are in the description below if you're new to this channel, and if you're into Boruto, consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next video.